Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dazs here. So, you decided to choose the Recon class. Good. Now let's talk about how to maximize your potential in the battlefield, and of course for further in-depth analysis about each of the guns, I have them outlined in the description down below. These cover the Lee-Enfield, the K98, the Krag, and of course the M95. The goal of this video though is to get your sidearm and gadgets ready, and just everything else just to set you up for success and understand how to progress your scout at Battlefield 5. You start off with the Lee-Enfield and is spec'd out at the launch of the game. You cannot reset those talents until rank 4 of the Lee-Enfield. A lot of people will always ask how to reset them. That's how. Before we talk guns, let's talk about your sidearm and gadgets. The Ruby is unlocked at Scout rank 3 and is by far your best sidearm for the rate of fire and the possibility of a headshot until you get the revolver at Scout rank 15, which is definitely the best sidearm you can utilize. Note everything we discuss is within the Scout rank and not associated with overall rank that you see when you look at the in-game leaderboard or kill log. The flare spots up people and is vital for your success in scouting enemies and getting that jump on them. Note that the flare is to be shot in the air rather than the ground like in Battlefield 1. If you shoot at the ground, the circle will become smaller, so practice this and get the positioning right so you maximize its efficiency. The beacon is key when needing the advantage of being on the ground faster or when you got a good flank. The downside is that Battlefield 5, the beacon places are a little more limited and always more or less in the open. I find this is where the fortifications come in handy for Scout. You can hide your beacon behind a built structure where people will not visually see it right out in the open. The other two gadgets I feel do not outweigh the pros of the flare and the beacon. For final stand I can see where tripwire bombs can be useful, but the sniper decoy and the tripwires just really won't net you the same benefit that the flare and beacon will, which is information and positioning. For the class specializations, you will find that you have both the sniper and the pathfinder. The pathfinder you will unlock at a later level, which we'll talk about in just a quick minute. I would say always go for sniper for the flare and beacon combo, as you can't use that combo with the pathfinder. It forces you to use the binoculars. It also provides the best passive talents for headshot bonus, for holding your breath, and also the difference for a nice passive spotting when you hit a target. The only time I feel the Pathfinder is useful is when you're super tryhard and building points for the V1 with your squad and utilizing your beacon for more requisition points. What are requisition points, you may ask? Well, requisition points are what you utilize for getting the V1, the tanks, and airdrops. Gets that extra benefit. Perfect, now we got all that covered, now it's time for grenades. You have the option of the smoke, knife, and a standard grenade. As a scout, a grenade gives you the only damage you can do to a tank, which is very little. Now with a grenade, you can shoot it mid-air to get those pesky people out of windows or behind cover, and you kind of see Stoddy and others have done this before, and it can be very, very useful. It's tricky at first, and it will require quite a bit of practice, but once you nail it down, definitely a huge benefit. You can definitely practice also within the test range, which will be released in December 4th. Now, the smoke grenade is a good option to provide cover when you need to push. I don't feel this is a strong option as visibility is your best strength and need it to provide cover for others. But if the map is very open, it can be your greatest asset to get you to the objective. Now the knife is very underrated at one point, but now is really extremely good. In fact, when we talk about this, it's probably going to be nerfed. You can essentially one-shot kill close range. The downside is that it's slower than switching to your sidearm, but is extremely effective in keeping the kill trains going for that oh shoot moment. Now we get all the sidearms items out of the way, let's talk about the meat and potatoes. What weapon should I use? Reminder that all weapon guides are further down in the description and breakdown in terms of skill you can check up on there. As for the overview, we'll do a summary guide to kind of help you what direction or weapon to go with as you level up. The first weapon is the hardest to use, but at least level up for you already. It has the largest mag size and most effective for the kill train, and if you got the aim, it can be extremely effective. But you definitely have to overcompensate with skill for the lack of bullet velocity, bad scope, and worse bullet drop, and slower post reload, due to the number of bullets. Struggle with the above? The K98, which is unlocked at the final rank, is your best for just about everything except for the mag size and the overall rate of fire, and average post reload. This gun is going to be the most effective for those pilot snipes, better scope, velocity, and overall control once upgraded. Downside to this gun is if you got the skill, you're going to probably want to find something faster to keep up the momentum in which you are going at. Want that momentum we just spoke about, but hate the Lee-Enfield? Well, now we're going to talk about the M95, which is literally the jack of all trades when it comes to sniper rifles. Has a decent scope, a decent bullet velocity, and a faster reload than the other guns, which can be spec faster. It's very minor, I always recommend with the faster ADS. This gun is literally the middleman of the pack. It can be spec for medium range on one side of the tree and can be spec for aggressive sniping. Really attach that sweet spot from Battlefield 1? Well, the M95 has the best damage model compared to the other snipers. Are you a literal god at headshotting, but want that better scope? Well, the Krag is going to be your best friend because that extra bullet is what you're craving, and the scope is by far the best out of all the snipers. The only downside really with the Krag is the fact that the reload animation takes a little more time than the others. I match it to the Lebel of Battlefield 1. It's what the gun mostly feels like. You can definitely manage it well and use it to your advantage, but it's something you have to kind of keep on top of before going to engagements. It pays off for those players who know positioning, handle the ammo well in this gun. The downside is by far the lowest damage compared to the others. You have to headshot, or at least get a very quick and effective follow-up shot. Hopefully this brief summary can now help you choose what best sniper rifle fits you. I know there are DMRs on this list, but I want to focus on those who are passionate about bolt-action rifle snipers, like myself. So far, if you ask me, my favorite is actually definitely the Lienfeld or the Krag. So let's talk about the highlights in the progression tree and what you can expect when leveling Scout. The Lienfeld is your starting gun, Model 18 at rank 1, the Flare rank 4, Beacon and M95 at rank 5, Pathfinder rank 6, the ZH rank 10, Krag at rank 13, Revolver rank 15, RSC rank 16, and of course the K98 at rank 20. Keep in mind, these are just highlights of things that I know people are going to keep a lookout for. You can always look at those within the progression setting, located here. Do not forget each level grants currency, which you use to level and get cosmetics. Use the currency first to level the guns, then get the cosmetics later. I recommend when leveling a new sniper, the minute you hit level 1 or 2 to end the round and get the first 2 talents. Faster ADS speed is extremely useful and can make all the other guns after you get the Lienfeld feel rather slow. I see lots of people making this mistake, thinking that the other guns are worse or not as good as the Lienfeld, and that's strictly because the Lienfeld is already leveled up. Remember, once you hit rank 4, you can reset all the talents and you can unlock them within the specialization tab. All other unlocks and levels after you do that within the Scout class are strictly cosmetic. Alright, I hope this guide was kind of helpful, kind of more of an intro to the Scout class. Come December 4th, I'll put out a new video on how to train and become a better aggressive sniper on this game once you release the test range. All other info can be covered on my detailed breakdown of each gun listed within the description down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this fast, detailed guide on how to get you started within your journey of Recon and Battlefield 5 for bolt-action snipers. Leave a like if any of this information was helpful, a dislike if you didn't enjoy, and a comment perhaps on a question I just didn't answer in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.